She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Amy Matter, and I'm actually doing an Impact Wrestling review. Yes, it was the 1000th episode. Well, episodes, because there are 2 weeks. So, I'm gonna see if I could get through. It looks like I have this one right now. The 2nd episode I actually just watched. So, kind of screwed up on my PVR, getting rid of stuff. Anyways, so yeah, here we go. We have the X Division Championship match. We have Ace Austin versus Zachary Wentz versus Rich Swann versus Alan Angels versus Mike Bailey versus Sumari Del Sol. This was a good match, and I mean, Ace Austin with those super kicks, Jesus Christ. That had the spot where they were all up on the ropes trying to get to the X. Now Bailey and De La Soul race to the ropes onto the top. We have Angels and Wentz shake it, who get them to let go and fall to the mat. You have basically the winner, which was Alan Angels. And yeah, this was interesting. I mean, you also at the point where Wentz sprayed Swann, Del Sol, and Ace Austin with the green spray paint, and that actually allowed Alan Angels. He almost dropped the X, but he was able to get it. It fell. He caught it in time and left the ring, winning the match. And yeah, he basically wants a match for the X Division title this coming Impact. We'll see the championship on the line. So we have Jake Something versus Dirty Dango, and this match was pretty good too. And I mean, you look at these competitors, and obviously you have Johnny Bravo and Dirty Dango's corner, and yeah, it was a very good match. Jake Something ended up getting the win. Yeah, this was cool. You had a segment with Steve Macklin, who talked about Rhino and having a match with him in the future when Rhino kind of hit a GOD! 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 And then it cut to commercial, and then you have Santino Marella and a bunch of other guys try to hold Rhino back. This is going to be a good match when it happens. It was good to see Rhino back. He actually showed up on the first episode of the 1000th episode. So, yeah. You have a match with Eric Young versus Kenny, K-I-N-G, King! So, yeah, this was cool. And I mean, you have Scott D'Amore and Eric Young's corner with a hockey stick and a Canadian flag. There's a point where Shelton Jean gets involved, so the referee does call for a disqualification, but then out comes Shark Boy, and he's in charge, I guess. Says the match is going to restart in a tag team match. It does, but then out comes the Design to beat the shit out of Eric Young. Then Shark comes out, says they're gonna restart the match, and the partners of Eric and Scott are none other than America's Most Wanted. And this is pretty fucking cool because it was one of those things where you had no idea who was going to come out and be on their side. And it was very cool to see that America's Most Wanted haven't lost a step. So, yeah, I mean, even James Storm. I mean, you look at the guy in his career in Impact Wrestling, and you see America's Most Wanted, you see Beer Money. He hit a last call in this match. And you know, it's kind of funny though, because you're like, you could have easily brought back Bobby Roode. I know he's probably gonna go back to WWE, maybe, but could have easily showed up for either Team Canada or to help out America's Most Wanted, but I honestly wouldn't see that. But obviously Team Canada and America's Most Wanted did win after Storm hits the last call. You have Scott D'Amore hit a sky high on Gene, followed by a pile driver by Eric Young. And yeah, and I mean Scott D'Amore as well. You always see him as the, I guess, president of Impact or something like that. You kind of forget that he did wrestle at one point, but this was a really good match. You have the results from Feast from the Fallen, which was last week. You've got Moose and Brian Myers. You have the Bullet Club, or ABC, which was obviously Chris Bay and Ace Austin. And then you have Yuya Uemura and Joe Hendrick. So, yeah, basically, the title match for Moose. You've got a tag team title match for Chris Bay and Ace Austin. And, well, I guess Yuya Uemura is no longer in Impact, so I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if he'll go back to Japan or he will to AEW. And oh yeah, Crazy Steve, I forgot about him. He gets a Digital Media Championship match. He was in the match too. I don't know why I glanced over that, but yeah, that was cool to see that again. You know, I haven't seen a match like that for a very long time. So, and I mean, I haven't watched Impact as much as I used to, but trying to keep up. And, you know, so far this show is pretty cool. You got Trey Miguel versus Josh Alexander. This match was actually very cool as well. They wrestled outside the ring, and they had inside the ring. Basically, you're gonna have Zachary Wentz interfere, but then Alex Shelley comes out, spits water, whatever the hell it was, at Wentz, and, you know, kind of cheers on Alexander, but, you know, fuck it, I don't know. After the match, yeah, Alexander wins. He gets on the mic saying, "You didn't help me last week, you didn't help me at Victory Road, what the fuck?" And basically, yeah, Alex was like, "I didn't come out to help you, I came out to hurt the Rascals." But if you don't already know, Battle for Glory is coming up, and you're gonna see Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley for the Impact Champion, so that should be cool. So the main event for that night, you have Trinity, Jordan Grace, Mickie James, Gail Kim, and Awesome Kong with Krisha Saeed, and I've been saying that wrong for a long time now. But that was a really good match. They came up against the Beautiful People, Deonna Purrazzo, Tasha Steelz, Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans. And yeah, this was a pretty good match. You obviously saw Gail Kim and Awesome Kong. You know, it was actually Awesome Kong and Angelina Love. You had Trinity take on Angelina Love. That was pretty cool, and I never thought in a million years I would get to see that. So that was pretty cool. Awesome Kong did have a showdown with Savannah Evans, basically giving her the implant buster for the win, and yeah, this was cool. So yeah, that was actually night 2 of the 1,000 episode. So I'll see what I can do. And I didn't see the first episode, so bear with me for a second. So I am doing this as backwards, but at least I'm doing it because, like I said, I did not see the first episode of 2000. So, unfortunately, I don't know too much about it, but I will look at it here. So, yeah, I had Scott D'Amore come out with the knockouts. Yeah, a Feast and Fired match did happen, like I mentioned in the first thing. You have the Desi Hit Squad coming out, Raju Katsa promo, and then out come Team 3D. And of course, that was promised a few months ago. They were going to show up for the 1000 episode. But you had the Desi Hit Squad versus Team 3D, and they pulled all the other stops. You have, obviously, the 3D. They even had that on the table. And you have the WhatsApp. And, yeah, Devon covers for the win. This was really cool, and I mean, it's cliche, but they still got it. I'm not sure if that's it for them, but it was a one-time thing. I'm not sure. So it was very cool to see Devon back in the squared circle. The guy never missed a beat. Obviously, he's been ill for a while now, but he seems really good. So we had a confrontation in the ring with Alex Shelley and Josh Alexander. Yeah. So Miguel comes out, basically kicks Josh while Shelley watches, doesn't do anything. You have Alicia Edwards and Eddie Edwards versus Tracy Brooks and Frankie Kazarian. I never thought Tracy would wrestle, but takes down Alicia. You've got Alicia slaps Kaz a couple times. And then basically, yeah, you thought it would be Eddie and Alicia Edwards, and it turns out that Kazarian hits Eddie with a knee as Alicia tries to roll Tracy up for the win, but Tracy hits Fade to Black and then pins Alicia Edwards. Frankie and Tracy are the winners. And it also makes sense too, because Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards have seemed to pick up the win quite a bit. So, got the X Division Championship, Leo Rush versus Chris Sabin. This was a pretty good match too. Chris Sabin did get the winner and become the new champion, and having all the guys hit the ring a la Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10. Yeah, but this was a good match. I mean, you know that Leo tried to get as many falls and try to take down Chris Sabin, but yeah, Saban got the one super kick, punches, and the shell shock, you know. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. So, I tried my best. Obviously, I didn't do it justice. This was a good show. I mean, I had to talk about the 1000th episode, even if it was not that good of a review, but like I said, didn't see the first episode, and I should have paid more attention to that. But, anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of this earlier interviews, like